Hello everybody, my name is Cerubellum and this is Academy of the Ancients. Today we're going to be doing a Beastmaster replay, but we're not in it just yet because I want to show you a little bit about how I do my analysis when I prepare to do a hero I do not play, which in this case is Beastmaster. So what I like to do is I just go on the watch here and then on the live games, and then I just search in for the hero we want to find and then find a match that's just about to start so I can see how a Beastmaster starts out at the high level here. So this is the front page. You will automatically get the highest level games playing right now, so this should be a whole lot better than anything I could do myself, certainly. So there's one starting here in the pre-game, so let's just load this up and hope that this here looks like a Russian guy is playing a pretty standard Beastmaster. So what I'll do then is just use this as my comparison or the baseline gameplay for the Beastmaster. So I know a bit about how he plays, obviously from the start, but I'd like some more peculiars or particulars in this case. So while this is going on, we can just I can just talk a little bit about Beastmaster while we're in the picking phase here. So it looks like we have a few minutes just before the game actually starts, which is pretty usual. So Beastmaster is a very high utility hero. He's fallen off a bit in popularity in favor of stuff like or heroes like what's it called, Centaur, who I did a video on last week, or a lot of other heroes for a while. So it looks like they're going for an opening gambit here. This is a bad game to do because this is actually a level 1 Roshan attempt. I'm fairly certain. Like, he's got a headdress from the start, which is a very efficient regen item for the early game, which is what we're looking at here. These guys are most certainly going for a level 1 Roshan, yeah. So I'm not really too interested in that, but we can take a look at what he does anyway. So he's an offlaner, pretty much these days. He can also be played mid, but there's much better options for mid. There's also better options for offlane in the current metagame in the pro scene. So that's why you're not seeing super much of it. He's got really high utility though, which is good news, you know. If that's what you're trying to do. Yeah, I'm just kind of stalling now, but yeah, he's a really good initiator and a really high utility hero. He's got a composite damage nuke here in wild axis, which is also usually, if you're not doing level 1 Roshan, what you want to skill up first. So that's a really high range, 1300 range spell. It takes a little bit of time to arrive. They fly in a weird pattern, and yeah, it does 180 damage at level 1, and then it does double that at level 4. It does say 90 there, but that's per axe. So yeah, it does composite damage, which is to say that a bit of nastiness there. It does composite damage, which is to say that this is basically a magic attack, or this is basically a physical damage attack that is also reduced by magical resistance. So it doesn't care about BKB, it doesn't care about magic immunity in any form at all. So you can't really completely block the wild axis. It will go through. It will deal some damage, but it's heavily reduced usually. That's why it does so much damage for an AoE nuke. Because 180 times 2 is like, what's that? 400? Nearly 400 damage, like 360 damage. So yeah, so much damage there. So they just got a level 1 Roshan, they got their first blood, and now they're taking a tower as well. So this is a very cheesy strat we ended up watching here. So I'm actually gonna quit this now, and we're gonna see if we can find something a little bit more suitable. So it looks like, is this still filtered? Yes, it looks like it is. So we have another pre-game up here. It's also an all pick, and yeah, I'll just go into this. So anyway, he's got his wild axes. They're composite. That's important. You should know what that means, and that means basically it's a physical spell that is also reduced by magic resistance, not blocked by magical immunity. That's one of Beastmaster's big things, is that magical immunity does very little against him. So it looks like we have a minute here, pretty much a minute before this game is started. So I'll just go over his other abilities. We can't see them right now, unfortunately, but yeah, maybe they'll turn out bad, but who knows. So yeah, his next ability is called Call of the Wild, and it's split up in two parts. One is the bird part, and the other part is the boar part. The boar doesn't look like a boar, it looks more like a cougar, but it's called a boar, so that's what I'm calling it. At level 1, you only get the bird, you get the scout version of the bird, not the greater hawk. You get the scout hawk, which basically I think the difference is it doesn't have true sight. So you get a bird, you can fly it around, you can use the scout out. That's basically all the bird is good for. That's why it's called the Scout Hawk. And at level 2 you get the lesser boar, which does a bit of damage. It can be, you know, you can end up feeding with it, just like the Forge Birds or like in Wolves or so many other minions that they do act like a creep, so they do give your opponents a bit of gold if they die. So you want to manage them a little bit. But it does a bit of damage, and it has a slow and a a movement and attack speed slow on its attack. So it's a pretty good thing, and you can also stack them, or you can get more than one by just using the ability twice. It's very spammable. It only has 15 mana cost, and it lasts a minute, as you can see. So you can actually have 20 seconds where you have two boars, because they do not override each other. They don't act like, say, like in Wolves or Visage Ultimate in that sense. Yeah. So the boar's pretty good. What you want to do is you want to take Wild Axes level 1 pretty much always, and then oh well, we just saw one situation where you wouldn't, but yeah, Wild Axes level 1 here, it's a terrific nuke. And then you want then you either go for the second level of the Call of the Wild fast to get your boar, or you go one level Call of the Wild and then Wild Axes by level 3, but you pretty much get the Call of the Wild level 2 before you take Inner Beast ever, because Inner Beast is quite a lackluster aura. It's pretty good. Like, having it up a level 4 is certainly useful, but it's not. Like 15 attack speed is very low in the beginning. I think it's not very good. Yeah, you see Beastmaster's base attack speed is 118, so it's not super much damage. But it's, you know, if you have a minion team, like we don't really have here, but if you have a minion team, it can be really good. But yeah, you usually wait until level 10 to have this. So you max your Wild Axes, and you get your alt, and you get 4 levels of Call of the Wild before you go into Inner Beast. That's the most common thing. But it's pretty good. Now his ult is very complex, and I'll I'll see if I can explain it concisely. So basically you should think of this as more or less a single target stun that evades BKB and Magic Immunity. So you can basically stun a guy even though he's magically immune, which is huge. As again with the composite with the Wild Axes composite nuke here, he doesn't really care much about magic immunity. It doesn't block a lot of his effects. So yeah. So yeah, you can blast a guy, you can stun him for a long duration, and in around him, you also push him back. You also destroy trees around him so you can get to him. And you also do a little bit of damage and do a little bit of slow and a good deal of slow actually, and attack speed slow on enemies around the target. So that's pretty good. He's running him like I hoped he would be run here as a solo offlaner, which is I think one of the most common things to do with the Beastmaster. I have seen him in solo mid as well, but I don't think he's a very good fit for a dual lane or support role, because he gets stunned so late. You don't really have any hope of early aggression, but because of the humongous range, like the 1300 range on these Wild Axes, you can use those to farm early on. Even though they do cost a lot of mana, he is a strength hero. He does have a decent mana gain at 2.2 or 1.9 per level. I don't know where I got the 2.2 from. But yeah, he can't really he can't spam it as much as you would really like. But with, you know, the head of the boar, he can get some last hits. Yeah, his ulti is also upgraded by Academics. It is an Academics upgrade you would want to get, because it lowers your cooldown by a lot. Like the scepter cooldown is only 45, so it's nearly half of the. Oh well, okay, not nearly half, but it's very good upgrade to the 70 seconds it would otherwise have at level 3, or, you know, if you get it very early, 75 seconds. So you save like 25-30 seconds of cooldown there, which is important because his ult is really good and really big part of the hero. Now we saw this guy, his items. Maybe I should just free cam this, because right now we're just in pause mode, unfortunately. So he went for boots first, and tangos and clarity. And now I think he must have randomed to get this. Looks like he must have randomed actually. So let's see, did he get any last hits yet? No, he's not got any last hits yet, which is not, you know, you pretty much just want the solo experience. That's why you solo lane with this guy, because you want the Primal Roar as soon as possible, and you want to get the Wild Axes up in level as soon as possible. These very two strong abilities. It's kind of what makes this hero great. Yeah, so it looks like someone is impatient. Actually, the Beastmaster is impatient. But yeah, he's behaving much like I hope he would here. He's using his... he's just trying to stay in XP range against the tri-lane. And that's kind of what you hope to do with this guy. And then you can just use your wild axes to sneak in a few last hits if necessary. But we've seen he's dumped the Observer Ward, or someone did. I didn't actually see. Probably it was him. Dumped the Observer Ward here to just block this camp, make it impossible for this tri-lane to do a pull, and deny him all the creeps, which is really important if you solo in the offlane. If you're not solo, if you're in a dual lane or an aggressive tri-lane, then it's much less important to block that. But for him solo here, it's very important that these creeps get as far down as possible and far up towards his tower as possible, so he can get some farm and he get XP at least a little bit better. Now he's gonna stack up the Ancients, which is also very important for a Beastmaster. Of course, I mentioned these axes do not care about magical immunity, so this magical immunity here on the big Ancients does not do anything. Like, they still get all the reduction from the magical immunity, but they do not. They are not completely immune to it, so he can actually use a spell to farm with, which means he's a good hero to Ancient farm with, and that's what he's gonna opt to do here. So he's just gonna want to throw an axis through them, and then just pull them out here, do a few melee attacks on them, and then throw the axis out again, probably. Yeah. So even though they aren't immune, they don't do super much damage here. Or actually, he's just stacking it at this point. So. Oh, okay, so the opponents, knowing that this is a Beastmaster, knowing that he really likes to stack up these Ancients, of course, since he has an AoE spell that can hit them all, they've blocked the camp. Yeah, now we see, I'm gonna switch to his view again now. Yeah, and he's just trying to stay within XP range now. So, Crystal Maiden doing the right thing, trying to force him out. So they're actually counteracting this lane nicely. Given the situation, this is what they can do against him. So, given the fact that this has been blocked down here, he thinks maybe he missed it, so he's gonna try for another pull here. Another stack, but it's not gonna work because it's actually blocked. Which, no, it's unfortunate for him. Yeah, the wall's still there. So, he's not gonna be able to stack this. That would have been very good for him. So yeah, this is pretty fortunate. We're getting to see all the mechanics I was hoping we would have on display here, and he's going for a pretty sensible build as well. He is struggling a bit for levels here, so him using his axes here just to get a bit of last hits. But now the wave at least did get down to his tower, so he can get a little bit of farm here. He did go for that second level of wild axes. It does scale really nicely. Keep in mind that this is double the damage. It's the damage per axe that's listed, so it's actually 240 damage now. 240 composite nuke is pretty strong. Though it looks like, oh yeah, okay, Ember Spirit did reconnect, so this will actually end up being a proper game. Though we are rapidly approaching the point where I would want to switch over to our other guys replay. I think I'm actually gonna do that now. So yeah, this is the one, Lysandren here. It's the guy who just spoiled it for you there, but so yeah, Lysandren sent in the replay, so thank you very much for that. And we're gonna take a look at his gameplay now, using the stuff I just talked about as the reference point for how Beastmaster should be played. If you're wondering how I found out all the stuff about how his abilities work, composite damage, and what you should go for, I basically just use the Dota 2 wiki. Just search for, in this case I just google Dota 2 wiki Beastmaster, and then you'll get to the Dota2.gamepedia.com Beastmaster entry, which tells you most of the stuff you want to know about Beastmaster. The one thing they don't list there that I'm a little bit sad about is that they don't list they do not list regen. So stuff like Nyx Assassin is ridiculously high. I think he has like 2.3 regen from the start is not listed, which is one of the really good parts of the hero. I think Terrorblade also has a good regen. But yeah, you can get a lot more stuff. So we just wanna go back a little bit. There we go. as per the usual, I want to see Beastmaster's perspective. And here we are.
I am grateful.
For a little bit of animation bug, maybe? Yeah, animation bug, so... Let's see. Just gonna go back a little bit. There we go. So, as opposed to last game, this is actually gonna be a dual lane, and this is gonna be a bad dual lane. And I've talked about this before, but you don't... Like, these melee supports isn't something I would consider very noob friendly. And this Earthshaker has gone for a horrible build, and he's also, you know... It's just 2 melees in a lane is bad. They're gonna end up against 2 melees as well. I have seen a little bit of this replay, but the Earthshaker in this lane I'm really not a fan of. Like, if it had been something like a Lish, that would have been good. If it had been something like... You shouldn't take last hits either. So this is pretty bad. But they're up against a horrible lane from the others. In the Clockwork and Ricky lane, it's just stupid. And they have no hope to actually kill someone here, especially since Clockwork went for a level 1 Rocket Flare, which is a really weak damage ability at level 1, like it's 80 magical damage. So after reduction, it'll end up being yeah, basically like 60 damage or so. Yes, that's pretty bad. Yeah, we see him making good use of his axes here. Probably a little bit more generous with them than I would like here. Probably would like to see him use them a little bit less. The Earthshaker already used his Fissure, and Earthshaker is even more mana hungry than Beastmaster. Though it's very close, like they're very similar. Though because of the extra Ironwood branches here on the Beastmaster, he is gonna get mana enough to use his spells a little bit more. Though of course Earthshaker is gonna get 50% more mana regen from the Sage's Master. So considering everything, I think the best thing the Earthshaker could do is just get a Ring of Basilisk to just give the armor and the magic regen to Beastmaster, and also 0.4 magic regen. That's the thing about Ring of Basilisk, is that it goes from a 50% regen from the Sage's Mask and actually gets you another effect, which is a little bit tricky. And it's really good effect for people with really low magic regen, because it's just a flat magic regen of 0.4. Which is really good. You can see that Earthshaker only has 1, and that's actually a 50% increase for Beastmaster here. So it's really good. Actually, am I wrong about that? Let me just see now. Alright, it's 0.6, so that makes more sense. I believe the point is if you have, I think it is 34. Is it 43? Something like that. If you have basically about twice as much int as Beastmaster here, it starts to become more efficient to get percentage regen than a Ring of Basilisk. But yeah, since these are both pretty mana intensive strength guys, a Ring of Basilisk makes a lot of sense. They're also up against a good amount of physical damage in Ricky. Clockwork's mostly magical, but still, it's pretty much that. So, a bit of a hopeful attempt there. Clockwork. Now, if he'd gone for a level 1 battery assault, he could very well have gotten that, but he doesn't know apparently the battery assault scales completely ridiculously. So, but they're gonna get the kill anyway, pretty undeservedly. But yeah, what are you gonna do? Ricky's actually not the worst partner, even though any kind of melee with Clockwork is kind of dodgy. Then Ricky at least has this Blink Strike, which can get him inside the corks, so that's pretty okay. But yeah, this is some low level play. You would never see this in a top level game. It's very rare to see a Beastmaster outside of a solo lane.
Not for the likes of you.
Even just because you want that single experience, that solo experience, as I talked about before, to get the primal roar up. Yeah. Earthshaker in the offlane is also kind of bad. The other support is a silencer, so that's pretty good. You want a fast boots on Beastmaster, by the way, just so you can... feeding your bird there, pretty bad mistake. Do not want to do that. You could have him like hanging out right here would be good. Hanging out in here would be good-ish. Hanging out here would actually be decent. Just, you know, position the bird somewhere where people can't be, simply, just in these woods. Because it can watch, it can see over terrain, of course. Bird's eye view and everything. And, yeah, it's no reason to make it... go places where it could be sniped. So they're gonna move in a little bit fast. It should definitely be Clock leading the charge here with these three, because Got the Tinker coming in with the DD, trying to make something happen here. Very early rotation at level 5. Not a huge fan of that. Gonna end up taking the Beastmaster Spore. Any kind of minion hero, you want to micro those minions really well, so you don't end up feeding too much. Of course, I did make a big deal of it there. Like the bird does give a lot, especially at level 4, but or level 3 and on. But it's not super big deal. Like it's much smaller than a kill. It's not what should be your primary concern as the hero, certainly. I do like his starting items here. This is a very standard conservative build. It's just 4 tankers, 3 iron branches, stout shield. It's pretty standard. Or you can go for salve, clarity, or salve and tankers, stout shield, and 2 iron branches, I believe. So Ricky gonna get isolated there. Of course he has blink, so he's not actually that exposed. Earthshaker gonna get caught out on the cogs. Really can't attack into a clockwork. Not with these two, certainly. And that's, you really don't want to be melee against clockwork. That's just not fun at all. So this is just a pretty horrible lane, and these guys, they're playing the offlane as though they were the main lane, and playing too aggressively, playing too kill oriented. They can't really make anything happen here. It would have been much better to have the Earthshaker down here helping up against this other dual melee lane. Holy Christ! And just have the okay. So the Lion goes in, kills the Ricky, pretty good, but he's gonna... Ooh, nice stun there. Millisecond mana drain there from Lion. Don't know if he knows how that ability works, or maybe he just immediately regretted his decision. Yeah, not a big deal. Not a big deal, because he lived, else it would have been a big deal. And now this is actually giving some space for Beastmaster to farm, so that was pretty decent, though there's no one in mid. Don't like to see this. From both of these guys. Should be very worried about this efficiency, should be very worried about getting your farm. So both teams not being very efficient at this point. Yeah, so Sentry Ward here to counteract the our Phantom Lancer here, the Cancer Lancer. Yeah, at this level, I am assuming this is pretty low level just based on how god-awful these lanes are. So at this level, Phantom Lancer's a real pain, like almost as bad as Ricky. Like he is just so hard to counter at this level, because you really need, you need to be able to stop split push, you need to be able to deal within this, and knowing how to read whether something is an illusion or not. And that's just the 3 things that new players have a horrible time at. So yeah, Lion's gonna rotate up here. He's gonna stay up here for some reason, which means the Tinker has free farm mid, and this basically means that our Radiant team here is losing this situation currently just because of the Lion being here. The Lion being this far forward, these 2 guys just hanging out down here is also super strange. This energy booster is also really mega strange, like hyper strange. Going for the energy booster before the boots here. I'm assuming this is gonna be for a mana boots build. So we haven't seen any kind of blocking the camp, which of course less important if you're dual laning, but then you shouldn't dual lane. We haven't seen any kind of blocking of the Ancients from the other side, simply because... so he could have stacked those if he wanted to. It's a little harder on this lane than on the Dire side. Like the path is a bit more awkward and takes a little bit longer, so you might actually end up losing some farm. So Beastmaster's also better on the Dire side for that reason. Committing a bit too much here, gonna take some tower damage. This is not a good idea. He's actually quite in the killable range now. 300 here. He does have 5 armor, which is quite a lot. Quite a lot of armor for this stage in the game. He's gonna basically have a lot of damage resistance, which puts him... Yeah, I'd say it puts him about 400 health now. He's gonna back now, though that's maybe a good idea. Hook is already up. Like this is okay. He's got 2 assists, so that might be right. Ricky's also got that up. Do we have? We only got level 5 from these guys. And level 8 from the Lion. But the Lion's spending too much time up here. No one's spending time mid aside from this Tinker. This Tinker's getting... He basically has his boots to travel now, which is very powerful on Tinker. Just because... Or at least it would be if he had his rearm. Like what? That's the thing about Tinker. Of course, don't just let your creep die here. That's some free XP for someone there. And by all means, yeah, he's gonna get some last hits here. You can get last hits with your creeps. That's one of the really good things to do with it. So using the bird here to spot out the camp. I don't know if you can block with the bird actually. I should have checked that out, but probably you can. Or it looks like actually since this spawned me. I don't know. I don't know. But the lion being up here, I really don't know why. I seriously do not see why you would do that. Phantom, save here, I think, unless Clockwork does... okay, he has spent his rocket, but here's a good chance to do your rocket over here. That thing, the battery assault, does not hit Invis, so that's pointless, and... Oh, okay, so he hit his friend there instead, so that's very unfortunate. Earthshaker being... trying to be an ass over here and just be annoying. And now we have, like... This is just so weird, like, they have no interest in taking the mid lane back. Which is just such a huge mistake. Like, that should always be the case. So he does go for his mana boots. I like this. Like, you do need a lot more mana if you want to be able to spam out your wild axes. I do not like the third point in Call of the Wild over a third point in wild axes. You do want to max out wild axes first, and you do want to be basically Call of the Wild is most efficient at level 2 and level 4 because that's when the boar gets upgraded. You get the board level 2 and you get the upgraded board level 4. And those are the ones you're really interested in. You're not really interested in the Invis spotting Hawk right now. I mean, okay, it's nice against Ricky, I suppose, but it's not that nice. Like, you can wait on level 11, considering how much more farm potential this gives you. Especially, you know, if you take the Ancients like you're supposed to as this guy. So, yeah. I mean, he should also definitely just go and grab some last hits now that he's got his arcane boots. This is a perfectly good opportunity to just go forward and, you know, if there's a creep that's a little bit low. Instead, he's gonna get caught up with Clockwork here. Rig is gonna come in as well. This is very dangerous from their part, always dangerous to dive the tower here. And if, as should have been the case, if the Earthshaker here was carrying a TP, if the Silencer here was carrying a TP, they could have just gone top and made life difficult for those two there. And since they are on the tower in the cogs with Riggy, he is actually not at all in this, so they could have just cleaned house there if they TP'd in. But they didn't, so that's a free kill there, and a very easy one at that, I have to say, considering the situation. Second point in Rocket Flare is really dumb, by the way. You should have maxed out Battery Assault really early on.
Illusion.
Because it gives you so much kill potential, just so much damage. We have a bit of a congregation of heroes down here. Whenever you have 4 heroes together on a lane, you should be looking to do something important. And in this case, you should probably be looking to push this. Like, you have the muscle. If you don't have the muscle power advantage, if you don't have the fighting advantage with 4 heroes in lane, you have already lost the game pretty much. But yeah, we're gonna see Beastmaster's just up here, and he's just hanging out, and this is really bad. Like, he needs to do a little better. So, slightly early on the axis there, needed to wait a little bit longer. Should fire all of his arcane boots ASAP, because he's missing the mana, and he wants to trigger that cooldown ASAP, so it comes off cooldown sooner. But he's not gonna do that. Now, is he gonna use his axes again? Oh, early on the last hit there. Not even gonna attempt that one. Okay, that was wrong. He should have, you know... Yeah, okay, he's gonna get that one at least. But, you know, really try to time it so you can get those last hits. Yeah, a bit of fighting having them down here. And this is just them, they're getting further and further behind because this Beastmaster is getting really not a lot up here. Now he's getting some last hits. So it's looking okay. He's actually the first highest last hit in the game. And Tinker only has 29 despite having free farm in mid so long. So yeah, this is a really bad game in terms of skill level, I have to say. Yeah, 48 for Phantom Lance, so he's doing very good considering everything. Like, they were dual lane against dual lane down there, so you know, Phantom Lance are also really good about being solo. So pretty good. Could have tried to be a little tricky there and hit the Ricky. They do have vision from this ward. There we go. There's the maybe slightly early. Yeah. Here you should summon your beast. Summon your beast. Okay. When you are summoning hero and you get caught by Clockwork specifically, you really want to summon your beast because they can tank the battery assault.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Shouldn't pursue here. You don't have any mana. Can't do anything. Now you're gonna die.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Go. That's pretty nice.
Radiant's middle tower
Taking his mana,
attack.
very important, of course. That's one way you can prevent him from reincarnating. It costs mana, so if you don't have mana for it, you simply won't reincarnate, which means, you know, you can get around that annoying ulti. Big nuke there from Tinker. That's the good part about going the stupid build, which is gone, is you get the big nuke here, which is of course 325 magical damage, and then another
Dire's
320 here.
top
So
tower is
you
under
can nuke
attack.
here, but you do want that rearm so you can refresh your boots of travel, and the soul ring you should have had at this point. This guy's playing horribly. So yeah. Silencer looks like he's just not getting any farm. And this is most probably...
Radiant's middle tower
This
has
looks
fallen.
like a... what's it called? Show me. Diffusal blade for the Phantom Lancer. Pretty standard. Good item for purging effects and for draining mana. And of course the mana drain is transferred to his illusions, which is why you get it on this guy. Super good. A little bit early on the right click there. He doesn't get a really good right click, this guy. They really need the boar here. Like, he should have summoned his boar much sooner. Get that slow on this guy. Because, yeah, if they want to have any hope of killing that guy, they need the slow. So he's using his hawk now. He does have invisibility. If it's motionless for 4 seconds, it becomes invisible. So that's a good reason to get level 3, I guess. But not quite good enough, I think. Should have probably hit either level 4 or stayed on level 2. Yeah. So focusing down Wraith King first is kind of bad. Here it should definitely be the Tinker. It's the biggest threat, the smallest tank. So, and they're just gonna get their asses kicked here because they took, like, they spent all their energy killing the. He's not even gonna die, is he? Nope. Oh, he's gonna die to the boar, maybe. Yeah, okay. And Phantom Lancer makes it in. So don't focus fire the guy who can reincarnate and slow you for a ton first. You can focus Bristleback if he's turned toward you. Then it's fine, because he's not that tanky. Or you can focus... you'd probably focus Tinker, because Tinker's only 800 HP. Okay, Clock's gonna hook in there. If Clock had hooked anything else there, either of these guys, they would have been fucked. So...
Radiant's bottom
So don't really know
tower
what
is
happened
under
there. Maybe he
attack.
just missed and happened to hit one of his allies. Beastmaster's gonna go down here. I like this choice. Though, okay, maybe in this case, would maybe go top, look to fight. Hook's got a big cooldown, so you know you can't just look to fight that Clockwork now. He's got no really good escape mechanism. And again, this Primal Roar is just such a good fighting ability. He is one of those guys where after he hits level 6, you're fighting potential, like team fight potential just explodes. One of the reasons why it's a bit tough to play in low level pops is you really need to coordinate with your team. Like, you don't really have the follow-up damage in yourself to solo kill someone as this guy. But if like you and the PL here catch someone out, like, they are kinda boned. So he's just gonna get a bracer. He's probably gonna go for drums, which I think that's pretty good. This is also one of the guys you want to get Blink Dagger on, like I harped on about in the when I was coaching Lion, when I was watching the very first replay review, the Lion replay review, and of course the Centaur, one of the very recent ones I did. You do want that Blink. You want to initiate. You want to blink right in front of someone and then just lay down the Primal Roar, and then they're locked up for 3 seconds. Where even if they were magic immune, the only thing that can save you from it is actually Linken's. Linken's just block it if you're the primary target. You can't remove Linken's if you target someone and he has to be nearby and gets the slow. That doesn't trigger Linken's. And now there's an invisible Tinker gonna come over here and get a very easy kill because this guy is pretty low. Oh, he should definitely micro the boar here. Using your ulti there, that's a bad ulti. There's an 80-second cooldown. You're gonna be out in 25 seconds now, and it's gonna be another 70 for this. So that means basically you're gonna be worth less than fights for a long time now, and all you did was like 100 damage and held him in place for like a second. So don't ulti like that. Should have definitely microed the board that was right here, because it does give you like a 20% movement slow. Is it up level 4 yet? Nope, it's just level 3. So our Beastmaster having a bit of a tough time on it right now, but he could have, if he had microed his ball a little bit better, he could have actually made it away there. I think. Like, if you're fast about it with your ball, you can apply that movement speed slow, and things are a lot better. Else, of course, the best thing to do there was just spend a bit of gold to get that. Of course, he's heading for drums, so I should just mention why you get drum. And it's not just the movement speed increase, it is also the mana pool increase and the stats in general, so that's pretty good. Walking into the thing here. good nukes. That's why you don't go this deep. So here, so even though Earthshaker used his ult, kind of bad position, you do want to catch as many people as possible with this because it does more damage per target you hit with it. Yeah, even though he only caught the Riki there, like he still managed to stun him up long enough for him to survive and for them to get 2 really important kills there. So major comeback there. We also got the level 9 up, pretty big level. He does get his greater beast now. Should have these beasts up pretty much constantly. They're only 15 mana. They do good damage. So okay. Yeah, Beastmaster just opting not to do anything there, which is obviously wrong. Like if he had reacted better there, he could have just roared the clockwork and gotten out with the lion, and they would have been much better off. But generally, you know, these guys, all of them are just moving so weird, pretty badly. This ward is pretty good though. PL, he is getting a lot of farm. I think he is the highest net worth in the game. Yes, we have a clear divide here in who's playing well and who isn't. PL is one of the guys who is playing well, mostly because he's so hard to gank, and this is honestly a very ganky team. Between this Tinker, who thinks he's a ganker, and the Riki and the Clockwork. It's all really ganky heroes, and Bristleback is very fighty in the mid game as well, so pretty good stuff. And now these guys are feeling a bit cramped. They're all going down here and kinda wanna fight. And I kinda understand that they have some very good fighting heroes right now. Earthshaker, really good at it. Beastmaster, very good at it. Of course it is gonna be about a minute until we have that Earthshaker ultimate up again. So, you know, just throwing those ultimates out willy-nilly when they have big cooldowns, big effect, don't want to use it often. Like Centaurs, or Throat Warlord, like the last replay did, had like a 30-second cooldown. That thing you can just throw out whenever, because it, you know, you can wait for it if you want to fight. But this thing is like 80 seconds, so don't use it just willy-nilly. It looks like, okay, he's gonna TP out just as a fight's about to happen. Obviously, not a fan of this. This is gonna end up pretty horrible. You should definitely use his wild axes here to farm up a bit. Stacking their stuns here pretty bad. Not throwing the axes long enough. Overshoot your target when you do the axes. Definitely overshoot your target. That's the best thing you can do. End up trading pretty well here, like a support for a Tinker and a Clockwork and a Lion. Yeah, that's pretty good. But yeah, the Tinker is pretty dangerous by now, but he's just playing, so not optimal. That I'm not super worried about him for these guys. And still working towards that the drums. Looks like I called it very much. So yeah, it's a very cheap item. You can see it gives 9 to all attributes and 3 damage and attack speed and move speed bonus. And you can also activate it for additional move speed. So it's very good stats for just 1800.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Very good. I like that choice. I think it's pretty good here. Though I think not with the arcane boots. I think you should probably get some other boots if you're planning to go for a drum, because the drum really the best thing about the stats is it gives you a bigger mana pool, so you can use your axes a little bit better, have a little bit more chance to use your spells in succession in fights. So yeah, I think the mana boots and the drum a bit much. Probably you could just go mana boots and then directly into blink dagger would be better. You could just blink forward, catch the Tinker out, blink forward, catch the Blizzardback out. Both of those would be pretty good. Of course, the true sight. I think it has true sight. Doesn't it have true sight? It's right there, so I can see it. No, it doesn't actually have true sight. I think. Nope. So that's. Yeah, it gains invisibility. It doesn't have true sight. Maybe it had true sight at one point, but maybe that's just a. I did play a little bit of Dota back in Warcraft 3, so maybe that's just a bit of an outdated notion on my part that it should have that. There we see two beasts at once. Should definitely have that, because they do quite a bit of damage actually. 46 damage per hit, decent attack speed. So of course you also buff the attack speed with your inner beast here. He's finally finding some levels. He was level 8 for a long time, but he's still doing pretty badly on levels. No, he's actually so even on levels. How is it so even on levels? It's because this Tinker has not been like normally. Tinker is just a farming hero, like super farming, and here he's super fighty, and that just really works super well. And this Clockwork playing out of his mind, getting a 2-man cog here, super difficult and super good. Now the burst damage of this team is just so much better than the opponents, so they can actually get a few pickups here maybe. before the... Good hit there by Silence, actually. I like that, killing the Ricky there. Really important. Trigger the ulti of Skeleton King, also pretty good. I like to use the slow there to keep the Skeleton King away. He's a big source of damage, so want to try and keep your guys alive here. Surfshaker can get a fish off, very good. But he blocked himself off, unfortunately. This might be enough to kill the Tinker, actually. Yeah, it's enough. So really good, very overdrive from these guys. I feel like they don't need to do this. They should just focus on this tower now. Maybe it's good though.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, the quill spray stacks too much. This guy has enough for... yeah. They end up wiping, actually. Every single one of the dire heroes there. So let's just see how bad that went for them. That looks like it hasn't updated yet, but... yeah, okay, now that goes.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
And there was a denial.
Dire's
Good.
bottom tower is under attack.
Good. Not a single dire tower down yet, but of course you do have Phantom Lancer. So he's a really good split pusher. So once the game hits a little bit longer, he should be doing a lot of split pushing and a lot of damage there. Would like to see... What would I like to see from him? He's honestly doing pretty well. I think maybe just straight more damage would be good. Not super sure of Phantom Lancer's mechanics, but he's doing really well this game. Here we go, that's a bird. Let's see what he does with it. It's a good idea to just park it over here. Just, you know, park it here, and you can see Roshan. When Roshan moves, you can see their secret shop. So that's pretty good. Pretty standard. It has a huge range. Like, it's basically like a free ward you get around here. Yeah, that's a decent spot for it as well. Now it goes in this, so yeah. The only thing is, if there's a de-warding thing over here, it can actually spot it, so it's super good. I like this positioning as well. Protects your entrance to your jungle, and you can also see a good bit of the Roche pit. So that's not super bad. Slightly early there, like there's just three denies there for the Bristleback.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Going for everything at the moment, so I don't like that. Like, finish one item, please. Ricky managed to kill Lion down here. Yeah, not hugely surprised. Beastmaster can actually carry a gem. He's a really tanky hero. Looks like he is going for Blade Mail here. What would this be? Medallion, maybe.
Radiant's bottom tower is
or
under
mech.
attack.
Oh yeah, of course, it's a mech.
Radiant structures
Yeah, so
are
he's a pretty good
fortified.
carrier for mech as well. But yeah, should definitely not be farming right now. Should definitely be helping right here. So that was pretty dumb. Not paying attention there for a moment. Pretty bad. Not summoning his beast here. Pretty bad.
Radiant's bottom
Because you can
tower
just summon the
is
beast,
under
have it
attack.
slow somebody. Good fisher there from the Earthshaker, but will it be enough? My doubts. Ricky gonna pay the price there. Decent Deco Slam. But that was horrible for them, of course. Like, they just got picked off. Yeah. Should really not have been caught out that much when you have the bird. Of course, it does get less vision in nighttime. And Tinker manages to destroy a tower. So he's just gonna build directly into a sheep stick. I actually like this game. This will be very hard to deal with. Or do I actually? Do I? No, it should definitely still have had a soul. Of course, your hook can hit the illusions, so that's not super good.
Double damage!
I'm building a future without you in it.
So a bit of a protected fight there. Yeah. Yeah, definitely did get drums now. I think not going for the blink here is it's a bit You need sharper reactions, and then you can just, you know, blink away from dangers, avoid some of these many deaths you've got, and, you know, blink in, use your ulti, and suddenly you're in a fight you can win. Instead of always having Ricky sneak up on you, or just the Clockwork blinking in. The Clockwork playing a much better initiator this game than the other team here. And here, Ricky's just gonna catch him out. And that was a good 3 hits or so before any kind of reaction hit. And the reaction is just gonna be spending a drum charge needlessly, and not, you know, being able to do anything. Ricky actually warding here, that's very smart. So Ricky doesn't break your invis. So, yeah, very good. PL doing his thing. Let's see, what did he go for? He actually went. Is he gonna go? This is bad. He should be getting something agility oriented probably. He can either get a heart or a satanic with this thing. And I don't think either's really good. I think probably with the... I don't know actually. He could just get a level 2 diffusal blade. That would have been decent.
Double kill.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Let's see, what does the diffusal blade do when it's upgraded? Not a lot extra actually.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Probably don't upgrade it then. So you probably just upgrade your diffusal blade to get extra purge charges. Yeah. This Tinker, such a weird build. Like, normally what you do is you use the rearm to refresh your boots of travel, then you go back to Fountain to refill your bottle, refill your mana, and then you rearm again in the Fountain, refresh your boots of travel, go out, throw down march the machines, which is usually what you max first, and then you can, you know, start to do some good stuff there. So just, yeah, Beastmaster getting called up here again, probably the same old thing. Now at this point when you're missing all your towers, kind of bad. You have the bird should have been sent out trying to scout out things. This Clockwork is having such a big problem with mana. Going for a late Academics on Clockwork is not the best thing in the world. Yeah, they're pretty much only focusing on the tanks here, which is a bigger part of that problem why they're losing this game. They're spending all their energy trying to kill off the Skeleton King and the Bristleback, and not enough on the Tinker and the Ricky, especially. Clockwork, you know, not as important as all that.
Structures are fortified.
Going forward there to hit the Bristleback is really dumb because he's so tanky. Now Beastmaster's out again. There he is. He just comes in, hits down his ulti, and he's held for 4 seconds or 3.5 now. He's actually still level 14. Ah, dang. So he's not having a good day. Not having a good day at all. He's even using these arcane roots. I don't think he is really. Haven't seen him use them yet. So yeah, get arcane boots if you're planning to spam this thing, and then actually spam it instead of just having the arcane boots. Because they're not worth it for the 200 mana. 250 mana. You need to use the refresh ability. Very aggressive wards like the wards from the Dire side. They've got vision of everything the Radiant want to do right now. Maybe 4 is a bit much, but still decent. He's gonna go right back to farming this because it's gone so well for him before now. And he still isn't using this ability enough at all. Should be, yeah, more bird. Just having the bird just stand there isn't very good, but yeah. Yep, summon your ball, summon your ball. So it's pretty good for him actually that the enemy, but there, yeah. See, now the boar is tanking the... You can see the battery assault going on the boar. And just tanking it up for him. So that might have been a bit dangerous if the boar wasn't there. But in any case, the Clockwork is heading at the point where he starts to be unable to kill people. Because his magical damage is falling off rapidly now. So this one does a lot of magical damage. If he had caught him in a better position, like if he caught him right on the stairs here, there wouldn't be any neutral creeps. I think that the Beastmaster's probably dead there. Probably dead. Yeah. So it's gonna be hard for this guy. He just wants as much HP as possible. Some of that's gonna get inherited by his... or actually, I think all of it is inherited, but the illusions take more damage. Just check that actually. Double walk. Yeah, they take 300 times damage.
Roshan has fallen to the
300% damage.
Brutality.
And they also only deal 20% of your damage. But the reason you get Diffusal Bait is that Diffusal Bait has a purge thing, which deals a steady amount of damage, which is also applied to illusions, which then means that the illusions do an extra like damage that's just from the diffusal, which is really good. Which is why you get that on him. I don't know why he's got heart though. I don't see what that does for him. Like this though, a bit of harass. Clockwork using this spell really badly. Ricky being too far forward here. Definitely like to see. Not the ulti here. Okay, that was a bit of a wasted ulti. This ulti is precious. Don't just throw it out there. Massive damage coming out from the Phantom Lancer here. He is doing a good amount of damage when you factor in all of these illusions doing 20% damage. And then also the extra damage from the Diffusal Blade. So yeah, good stuff. Really loves this, and of course there's this ward. Oh, there was this ward till now. Yeah. That just spots him out, which makes it very easy
Dire's middle
for
tower
folks like
is under attack.
Clockwork and Ricky to just come and gank him. So it's super good. Bristleback gonna try to solo push down here. And the enemies at this point just need a good cohesive push is what they need. They need this Tinker to stop fiddling around to get something useful. Bet he's gonna go a Dagon, because that's the kind of thing bad Tinkers do. Always get the Dagon so they can refresh the Dagon and do more Dagon-y Dagon. But yeah, it's not good. At this point, I don't even know this Tinker. He's got such a weird build. Yeah, he should just be farming this stuff. Yeah, so a little bit of downtime. People just kind of hanging out. So many invis wards there, like, yeah.
Your king, unseen.
So close to level 16, which is really big for him because it upgrades his ulti. So I really would like to see him do that. Oh yeah, use that bird. The bird in the air. So, but they're just kind of farming now. Got a huge advantage, of course. PL though doing quite well for himself. He's got a good amount of cash on hand. He's got a good amount of stuff already. So, see if he buys something here. Yeah, gonna be an eagle song, so probably like a butterfly coming up. Trying to catch out a Phantom Lance is pretty difficult. Especially when you kill your own cogs, then it's super difficult. Shouldn't try to do that. Bad echo slam there. Where is our Beastmaster? He's coming in here. Good, I like the choice using Ricky there.
Death has no grip on me.
Surprised he actually could get salty off there with the with all the mana drain from the Phantom Lancer. Phantom's just gonna be able to clean house here since he's got all this mana drain, which is really strong against pretty much every hero on the other team.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Tinker
attack.
should have TP'd over here. I don't know what he's doing. Tinker is just kinda AFK. But that's really bad. Oh! Not getting the Ricky there. Super bad.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Haste.
Ricky also getting his diffuse and actually getting level 2, which is not recommended. Like I think just getting some good agility up on Ricky is pretty good. Though I like the Basher. Basher's pretty good on him, but yeah, he's going for some weird items as well. Though I think the diffusal is okay, but maybe the Basher and the BKB coming up here is not so good. Like we talked about BKB being a bad counter to Beastmaster, but the other guys here have some good magical effects you can counter. So Beastmaster gonna do his thing with the bird again. Yep, so just farming up a little bit. Could have stacked there actually, we just reached the end point, so be aware of the time. If you are around 50 seconds, you can just kind of pull the camp at 53 and you can get another camp for free. It's actually pretty big, especially when you have, you know, good AoE damage spell. These guys, really should go for these guys. You have your access. You can just nuke them down. Ricky wants to go on this guy, but Ricky can't kill this guy. Not a chance. The one, you know, if you have troubles with Ricky, just turn and fight him if you are doing good.
Dire's structures
You can
are
just turn because he
fortified.
does bonus backstab damage. And that's an agility multiplier of damage. So you just need agi on Ricky, okay? That's why I think it's a good idea you should get agi items. You will get a good amount of agi from diffuse and bait, but not BKB, not the other stuff here. So he's gonna go with his axe now. Got a Skadi on the Skeleton King. He's got good items though. This is good for Skeleton King. Love to see an armlet. Maybe not armlet constant on. Like where is he? What's up here? Yeah, okay. So okay, he was farming, otherwise his armlet is on. You pretty much always get armlet when you are a melee carry type character. So good ward again from the Ricky here. I like this ward. Very smart of him to go and face wards.
My fault.
Anyone could see that it was your time.
Really don't know why this Clockwork loves killing his own cogs here. Like, killing one so you can get out makes sense, but you know, killing the second one I don't really know why he's doing that.
Back for more.
Buyback here is actually decent, but not, you know, could have waited. Could have waited until they actually engage. To cut down on that buyback gold penalty. Cut back on the time when you can't farm, cut back on the time that's added to your next death. So when you buy back, the time of death you skip, the time you would have left before you respawn is added to the next death. So next time he dies he'll have a long time before he comes back. Have a long time to wail on the Swiftback. No one going in front. Swiftback of course gets massive damage reduction, 40% damage reduction from his back, so he's still not dead. Still not dead. Swiftback's still just alive somehow. They're just doing stupid amount of damage now. I think that's because of this guy. Yeah, he's got his Eagle Song now. He's going for a butterfly. That'll do tons for him. I think the evasion is also giving on to your illusions actually, so that's really good. Ricky not catching on to the fact that he was visible. Just gonna eat a ton of damage. Go and access. Access. Go. Good access. Pretty good. Wait, what? Oh, this is gonna be a Necro book, not an Aghanims. Yeah, Necro book is pretty good on him. whenever you have auras, or whenever you have an attack speed aura with Necrobook, obviously makes the Necrobook units do more damage. That's pretty good. And obviously it
Dire's
helps you
middle
push
tower
better. You
is
do need
under
to push
attack.
at this point.
Dire's middle
And I think it would
tower
actually
has
be really good,
fallen.
because like Tinker and Brisbane can't really control if they kill the Necrobook wounds with March and Quill Spray, so it's pretty
Dire's
good. But I
middle
think
tower is under
he's not
attack.
actually okay, he's just an idiot. Yeah, he's just not bought anything at this point. And he's got 2
Dire's
really
middle
good
tower
items,
has
and then
fallen.
nothing. It's so weird. It's so weird. Super freaking weird. Earthshaker's finally got his blink, so that's extremely late. But he also wants to do the same thing, blinking the initiate, but he's prioritizing that over all the utility of this guy. He's still not using this arcane boost. Need to use this arcane boost. Like, why is it never off cooldown or on cooldown? Like, am I just wrong here? Has he used it? Tinker, just gonna go down here. Rearm, go again, rearm again, go, TP out. So that's how Tinker plays basically. Use rearm with boots of travel, and probably also a bottle and a soul ring just to give you more mana, and yeah, do that. But this is kind of the scrub version of it. And by scrub I mean really bad player. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's actually got his butterfly and a Yasha. Yeah, so this guy is getting really dangerous. Like, even though his illusions only deal 20% of his damage, that's actually gonna end up being quite a lot. I would like to see, like, he could drop the Quelling Blade and just go up towards
Roshan has fallen into the dark.
They give the Rave King. Okay, they give the Rave King the Aegis, which is bad. I think it should probably go to the Bristle or the... Yeah, I think Bristle would just never die if they gave it to him. Maybe the Ricky. Ricky could maybe
Dire's
escape.
top tower is
I don't
under
know.
attack.
Yeah, it's debatable. I think the
Dire's
Skeleton King
structures
he
are
has
fortified.
still has relatively low contribution even with all these items.
Coming in.
He does a good amount of damage. He doesn't have this hefty crit though,
Dire's
so
top
maybe
tower
that's
is
actually
under
pretty good.
attack.
Like nearly like 275% damage of this is a lot. That's most of Lion's life in one hit if he gets a crit there. And he has a chance to bash on top of that, and the slow from Skadi. This is actually the exact same slow as you get from the boar, so it's a really good slow from the boar. You should definitely make use of that. Be aware of it. Go in. There's Earthshakers. Earthshakers good. Bad time for the ult there. The Beastmaster Sun. Not using the ball for anything, just standing there. There we go, here's the Necro 3 creeps. And they're just gonna drain him of all his mana, even though he has already used it. So he's gonna get his mana up again here actually. Lion's just gonna pursue there, that's probably a big mistake, but Phantom Lancer, the really big player here, is just cleaning house. He just does not care. Even though the Marsh is taking care of all his illusions quite nicely. Bristleback now. Bristleback dominating the mid game. Cannot do anything in the late game. Like once his Quill Spray stops doing damage, he's really not a problem for the enemy. Not a problem. There's the slow. This is a dead Rave King.
The irony is rich.
Oh, Lion turning to face away from the Rick. He's gonna kill him even faster. Sinky coming in. Yeah. This is what a found Phantom Lance is doing. This sheepstick. What? Okay, so this is one of the problems with low level games. He can't identify which is the real Phantom Lancer. Of course, you want to sheep him because he does literally 3 times as much damage as the others. But and you know he can create others easily, but he just didn't. So Phantom Lancer is just cleaning house here. 11 and 2. Yeah, he is doing well, doing really well. So what I would love to see is him getting a crit. because crit can actually be inherited by illusions, so these guys with crit would be quite terrifying. Even though the crit doesn't stack with the purge damage, I believe. So there's that to consider as well. They're just putting that there. Beastmaster is kind of slowly pushing down here. Good, good. Oh, it's actually only a Necro 2. He's got a Necro 3 down.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Good. So there's only a clock and a bristleback out. I think he could just commit to this if he wanted to. Yeah, he should have just committed to that. He's got 3k HP and 30 armor. That's ridiculous. And evasion, that is actually pretty stupid. He is gonna be getting Manta Style. Okay, yeah, cool. He's upgrading that to Manta Style. Get even more illusions. So that's obviously good. Actually, Beastmaster with that guy with Phantom Lancer is actually pretty good because you gave 45 attack speed to all the illusions. So they do a lot of damage.
Dire's bottom
Clock
tower
trying to make
is
it out.
under attack.
Not gonna happen.
Strength in numbers. What did you have?
Wait, there's a second mech. Yeah, okay, so don't build mech if someone on your team already has it. That's not worth it, usually. Usually. That's an Necro 3. Good item. Would still have loved to see a Blink Dagger instead. Because these are all good items for Beastmaster. But, you know, there's what the situation calls for, and then there's what other situations call for. So I think the Necro book here is reasonable. I think better initiation would also have been good. Though now it's kind of like they have to push high ground. Like the enemies just have to push high ground. And if you can just keep wiping them when they try, you win this game. Because then you get like a minute where you can counter push. Even got it down to half health just with just Phantom Lancer. Kind of chickeny counter pushing it. Okay, so boots of travel. Yeah, boots of travel. And so he's very close to 6 slotted now. That's just frightening. Super freaking frightening. Long game. Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of the good stuff from him though. We haven't seen him do any kind of ancient farming. Yeah, and not, you know, some kind of pretty dubious timings on that private roar. Should probably in this game, I say probably the Tinker. I don't know. Actually, the Rave King is probably the Rave King or the Reiki. The big right clickers are usually good targets in team fights because, you know, taking them out of the fight for a few seconds is pretty good. Especially if the Ricky decides to ever use his BKB. Oh, he has actually twice. So yeah, if you see Ricky use this BKB, you can just draw him, and you'll have, you know, he only has 8 seconds of it. If you just kind of take half of it, if your ult is kind of obnoxious. Necro 3 is also good because it does have True Sight. The melee creep at level 3 has True Sight, so you can just go ahead and use that in fights, and you can see Ricky. Good item, Necro 3. Certain heroes. It was very good recently, then it got nerfed. Now it's just not too good, but good on certain heroes, in certain situations.
Slamming.
Echo Slam initiation there. Pretty good. Managed to drain enough mana there for the skeleton to be unable to do anything. The damage from PL now is just ridiculous. 20% of this. They do like 70 damage, or not 70, but 60, 65 damage a piece, and then you add the trigger, the purge on top of it. It just gets super frightening. And yeah, he's gonna go for crit. So yeah, that's a good choice. He's just gonna have the meanest right click. Even just to hear himself,
Dire's
he's so
middle
much
tower
damage.
is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, they're gonna have Rex.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
And the blaming begins. You know, they have plenty of mistakes they made. Let's see what the Bristleback has. These are good items, but you know, against this lineup, I think you should definitely have had a finish to it at this point. And also, he should be the one going for mech. That team. Bristleback a fantastic carrier for mech.
Do it with flair.
I like Clockwork items. These are pretty good. Though, no, this is fine actually. Yeah. Axe online. That's a pretty clear tell that this is pretty low level. Iron, like having the AoE ult is cool and all, but yeah, it is gonna maybe turn this game just because there's so much. I don't really know why the BKB against Phantom. Why is that? So and then no more dust. So if he hadn't turned the ult back, he can just run there. I don't know why he's just staying. Go. No more dust for a while, so yeah. Not fast enough. This BKB is, I think, ill-advised. The problem is the Phantom Lancer. F-Check is actually pretty good against Phantom Lancer because his Echo Slam counts the Phantoms, so just okay, he's gonna be called out, no TP at all, so he's gonna not be able to participate in the fight right away if they just push high ground right away. So what they should probably do here is look to push these, take these creeps in, yeah, let the creeps in, allow the backdoor protection to go on. Okay, this is pretty important, so I'm gonna pause for the first time in a game, 3 minutes before its conclusion. But yeah, in this kind of situation, they're pushing in, you don't want to fight. Use a long range spell like the Fissure, grab the aggro of the creeps. They can't do anything about that, and you just draw them back here and kill them in here. And then they have to wait for this wave way the hell down up here. So they have to wait for this wave to come in before the backdoor protection on this thing is down again. Though they also found this point an hour into the game. They can probably take it anyway, but having the backdoor protection is always nice. And, you know, not having the damage from the creeps is always nice. Backdoor protection is just a bunch of regen on the tower. But looks like they can actually fight this, so never mind. Yeah, that was a good roll there, just to ensure the kill on the Tinker. Yeah, Phantom just carrying the game. This is what, when you talk about carries, this is what you this is what you mean.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah,
has fallen.
Mega Creeps in the middle just gonna take care of business now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, they're just gonna push in for the win. Yeah, don't know how much more I can say here.
Dire's top tower
Again,
has
Lion,
fallen.
pretty good.
Dire's
To have a blink
bottom tower
on,
is
just
under
to
attack.
blink forward Hex. It's really good. Blink Hex or blink blink AoE stun to try and catch multiples. Both really,
Dire's
really
top
good.
tower is under attack.
Flood at this point, trying to do
Dire's
just
middle
whatever he
tower
can.
has fallen.
It's gonna be hard.
Dire's ancient is under attack. Ancient is under attack.
Ricky having a bad time there. Yeah, so that's gonna be it for this replay review. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like me to review
Dire's
your replay,
Ancient
send
is
it to
under
AcademyOfTheAncients@gmail.com. Do not send games where you stomp. because I will
Radiant
not review them.
victory.
Also, if you're looking for coaching, if you think I could help you there, yeah, just throw me an email and we'll see what I can do. If you have any feedback, please leave a comment. And I am out.